Okay. Who wants to do recap? Who remembers?
We we woke up and some other things woke up.
Mm-hmm.
We started off the morning. Um, I think it was I think we had like a brief conversation with Adelaide for a bit before there was a commotion outside. Well, no, commotion inside. Yeah, we were in the back in the caverns as people came kind of looking for Alsana, and there was a conversation had about Alsana and Kane and general sibling angst. Um, there's uh, and then uh, but we eventually heard some ruckus and got to the well and noticed something made of stone kind of zoop on upwards from the bottom of the well up to out the top. So we immediately go out and look at what the hell, and we see a kind of like stone dragon construct
Mm-hmm.
pulling its way out, and then an actual green dragon wormling, and then some more, and then some more, and then we killed a few, and the rest decided let's scatter. And after some lightning strikes from favorable weather conditions and some very nice long shooting, sniping from Alaris, we managed to take down every single one of them. We later found out that hey, the place we decided to not go on and continue was a kind of nesting place that was slowed down, put these dragon eggs in stasis for um, probably as a contingency from the cult who was here before, and we kinda knocked it out and started it going from exploring the old catacombs. But everything mostly turned out okay. Um, and I believe after, was there much after that? Am I forgetting?
Not terribly much.
There was
Um,
just some brief conversations and then wondering of what was going to happen for the rest of the month.
yep. And pretty much outside of game, I discussed with most of you what you would do with the time that you had remaining before the ritual date. So, uh, at least three of you headed up to Windsor about the day after um, these events. So the 15th, NS Day, the end of the week. Um, and right before the new moon, interestingly enough, so about halfway through the month. Uh, you head up, you sell some stuff, some of you do some shopping, uh, and along the way, um, I believe that Calda wanted to corner a couple of people for some conversations.
Mm-hmm.
So, Ty, who would you like to get a hold of first? You know that Alsana, let's say it's about the 16th or so, Mirren Day, perhaps the 17th Grand Day, since on Mirren Day most businesses are traditionally closed. It is a day of rest um, and contemplation and peace. Um, However, you know that Alsana has headed off towards Morticia's in order to sell some dragon bodies and parts and uh, do a little bone jigsaw, apparently. Kane has been kind of going around town. He's both been trying to fix up the weapons with what he was taught by the smith from the Threshold outpost. Um, and he's been selling weapons either as refurbished or as scrap if there's really no salvaging them. So you know about where either one of them is at any given time. You're probably also all staying at the same inn.
He brings up a good point though. We talked about the dragon bodies. We didn't talk about the harpy body we have.
Oh. That is right.
I'm guessing it wouldn't
Yeah.
be as expensive.
No, it wouldn't. So would you want to try to sell a harpy body whole, and how many harpy bodies do you have?
I think we have one. Do we have two? I could have sworn we took one. I know we killed two, but I think we only... Alright, I remember one being in not good condition. That might have been a... I remember saying Alsana, like, chose one and kind of picked from the other that was
Yeah.
more broken. Might have been a bit of a miscommunication there. I don't know.
Hmm.
I would think.
Regardless,
Yeah.
you know that after the two dragon bodies, Morticia's pretty cleaned out. She has a little bit left because of some negotiation you'd done for
Yep.
taking some of her time to assemble a guard drake skeleton. So if you want, we can
Alsana
just
might,
go ahead and.
Alsana might just offer to donate it.
Okay.
Maybe as maybe if she wants to have a transaction, have an IOU, but she doesn't want to have any more gold going back and forth if she can help it.
All right. Well, as a point of interest, Morticia might take that donation, and she might therefore take the relatively whole one as that donation, as a interest in science and so forth. And in exchange, on top of like helping you with that skeletal reconstruction, she'll perhaps offer to basically break down the other one, and if there is anything of value or potential interest, she will go ahead and give that back to you.
Alright.
As for what might be on a harpy that could be interesting for alchemy, you know what? Let's go ahead and get a little weird and say that the vocal cords.
I was gonna say, can you rip the lungs out?
Specifically, it's the vocal cords are now coiled up inside of a small vial suspended in some liquid for preservation and conservation's sake.
Formaldehyde.
Yep, probably,
Alright, so
but
X1.
less toxic. Yep, one set of harpy vocal cords, call it that.
Ooh, okay. Horrifying.
So
I love it.
yeah, I figured Alsana would. She might also have salvaged a few of like the nicer feathers. They might not have as much like magical alchemical value to them, though. There might be a little bit of potential. Any kind of monstrosity has at least a little bit weirdness that you might call inherent magic to them.
Could she potentially like kind of like distill off some of the more magical stuff from it?
Potentially.
Alright.
Yeah. It might take you some time and some checks, but knowing alchemy, you probably could try to put them in a solution of some sort that might leech off whatever magic or whatever weirdness there could be in there.
Could she just do that right now?
Sure. Let's have you do. Alchemy could be arguably intelligence for knowing what to do, or wisdom for the practice of it. I'll let you go ahead and use your wisdom. It is your higher spellcasting score.
And just raw wisdom?
Raw wisdom, but you do have proficiency with the kit, so add your proficiency bonus. Roll something with
okay.
that.
I'll just do medicine then.
Okay, sounds good. 21. If you want to guidance that, you would know it's
25.
25. All right. You have, let's say, that's a pretty good roll.
I'd say so.
Yeah. Let's say that off of the various feathers, maybe harder bits like some of the talons and so forth, you distill 3 vials of, let's call it harpy extract.
Weird. I like it.
Yep. And so if you can come up with some kind of logical or it makes sense in a weird way potion that you might be able to make with those, yeah, those can potentially be made into potions in the future.
Keep it in mind. with that, um, yeah. So Caldo would probably show up to Alsana with Morticia, just kind of mid-assembling a skeleton.
Oh, Caldo's not going into Morticia's. Caldo's waiting at the door, tapping her foot furiously.
All right.
Oh
Well,
wow, so far
they're making an evening out of it, so she's gonna be there for a while.
Yeah, Calda, you
Yeah.
might want to go find Kane during the time that Alsana and Morticia are in there.
They're
assembling
doing a puzzle.
skeletons.
Yeah, probably.
It's just the puzzle used to be living.
No, it's not just that. It's on the 16th. There's a heavy thunderstorm and rain that sweeps through the city for a little while.
Yes.
And then it's just kind of on and off drizzly for the next 2 days. And then the next day after that is another sweeping heavy rainstorm that passes through and then fades at last.
Imagine
So,
Calda takes 5
um,
minutes, knocks on the door. There's no real answer. She's just tapping her foot out there, not wanting to go in, and then just
and then
Oh yeah, she said.
Yep.
Yeah, she sits out there for like an hour, and she's like, "I'm wet. I don't care."
so you can catch Alsana when Alsana comes back to the inn. Kane in the
Okay, yeah.
meantime, wandering around trying to sell stuff, but you can probably find him.
Kane, down here, Kane.
I'm hoping my audio
Hello
works.
up
Hello.
Huh?
I'm hoping my audio continues to work.
It does. Kane. Can I talk to you for
What?
just a
What's up?
Just come here. She pulls starts grabbing his hand, and just pulling him by the fingers a little bit.
All right, sure.
All right.
Do you need an umbrella?
No, I'm good.
Kane starts
This is
reaching into his
fine.
bag for an umbrella.
Roll a d20. Sure, bumbershoots can exist. Why not?
I want to pull out one with no
That
fabric.
word?
Well, it depends on
What
what
was
he
that word?
rolls. Bumbershoot?
Bumbershoot?
What's
What?
that?
An umbrella.
What?
Okay, you've never encountered
Is he
bumbershoot.
hurting
Roll
now?
your d20.
Roll it. Come on.
Did we lose him?
I don't know.
His,
Maybe? I don't know.
his name is lit up green. I don't
Yeah.
I don't hear anything.
Oh no.
No.
While Conrad reconnects, can I say if he rolls low, it's like one of those umbrellas that go in the drinks, but enlarged.
Oh my god. Oh, that's terrible.
I've only ever heard it just as an umbrella.
Yeah, like the little
Well,
drink. I don't
cocktail
know.
umbrella, yeah.
No,
Yeah,
it's-
like the cocktail umbrella.
It's an umbrella made of tissue paper.
really? Okay.
You rolled a 3.
Oh, he rolled a 3. Oh no.
Oh god. He does pull out.
It is just an enlarged cocktail umbrella.
Yeah, on a 3, probably it is.
Yeah. Just a
well,
large cocktail umbrella.
You get more or less the item you were after. It'll work, but it might not be ideal, is what a 3 is under. So it might not be tissue paper, but it is definitely one of those very lightweight wood and waxed paper. So it'll hold up for a while, but it's not going to be something reusable over and over for a long time.
Made of particle board and parcel letter paper.
She tries to open it and does the thing when you mess up a cocktail umbrella and it all just goes upwards.
Yep.
Alright. Are you okay? I know back at the temple in the basement some stuff happened and it was really high stress. I just want to make sure you're okay. You don't talk a lot about emotions, and just opening up sort of communication is always good, and just talking. So if you need to talk, if you're alright. Of course I'm worried about your emotions. Why wouldn't I be?
Should I read Kane stuff out?
Yes, you can.
You gotta admit that's a foreign feeling.
Well, a nice person, so I just want to really make sure you're okay, and I want to be a friend, and I know you've never really had the chance, maybe, to talk about emotions a lot.
Typing.
Good King Herman's typing.
Also for a concept, I do appreciate the thoughts. I'm stressed from the traveling and adventuring, of course, but the fighting is my comfort zone.
That's good. We've been doing really well. I just okay. Conrad left the Discord, so he can't hear me if I keep talking.
Ooh, God,
He's back.
it's extra bad tonight.
Can you hear me, Conrad? Yeah.
Repeat that part. That moment.
Well, I know the fight last time was a little stressed, not with like the dragon at the well, but before that was a little stressful, and I just want to make sure that you're not jumping into things again to getting stuff that may hurt yourself. And I know you love weapons, and it's so amazing how much you love weapons and what you're doing right now, but I just want to make sure you're all right and not impulsively jumping into things because they are really, really amazing. But I just want to make sure you're okay.
Ooh, rain ambience.
If I remember
Ooh.
it. This has been in my list the whole time, and I haven't used it once.
Dark and Stormy, Awkward Meeting by Kevin MacLeod,
Ooh.
correct.
Damn, that's some lightning going.
Ooh.
Oh, by the way, here's these hand axes I have for you. I think I'm alright, but I don't introspect much.
All right, thank you for the access. There's like 5 of them, and Calder's just
5 hand axes.
holding them in her fists. It's like, okay, thank you. Just if you need anything, just if you need anything, just don't hesitate to like knock on my door in the inn. It's all right.
Since he
Just-
was voiced by you.
Since I want to be here for you, okay? I do want to be here for you. I want to be here for everyone right now. Yes.
To be fair, Kane does tend to sound a little relaxed. Sometimes.
It's just Conrad's voice, but low.
I appreciate the support, though I'm more worried about Alsana, honestly.
Me too. I am gonna go check on her. I am going to go check on her now. Just if you need anything, I'm here, and I always will be here, and it's all right. And just even after all of this, when I'm back in Umbarian and you're back anywhere else, you can send me letters and we can talk and we can meet. And even then, because you're a good person, and I really do want to keep in touch after this, and want you to have anyone you can communicate with if you're not feeling good.
Try to straighten her out, please. She's got some undirected anger I think she's lashing out.
I know, I'm worried. But I'll talk to her. It's okay. Now I know you have a lot of deliveries and selling to make, so I'll get back to it.
Any requests?
Nothing in particular. I appreciate the hand axes though. Now come down here. And Calder like tries to squeeze all of the hand axes into one arm and just tries to jump up and pat his cheek.
Okay, we'll hug.
I'm holding sharp things, Kane. I'm holding sharp things.
Sharp,
Your ankles.
sharp things. Take 2
Your
points.
ankles.
He's probably still wearing
You're
armor.
holding 5 hand axes.
He is wearing armor, and there's no force behind, like, it's not being swung at him. So
I'm used to being stabbed. Hug me, you dumbass.
Don't use that tone with me.
Yikes.
Come over here. Calder will hug him back.
roll for hug,
Yikes.
Oh yes.
Roll for
Athletics.
because I know you have that.
Oh no, you have
20.
a check.
All halflings have hug checks.
Bear hug.
Nice.
a pretty nice hug.
It's a mutual bear
Bear
hug.
hug.
The air kind of like ripples around them when the hug connects, just like.
Like a Dragon Ball Z fight.
The hug.
All right, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go find your sister. I've been waiting in the rain for her for a little bit, but I think I'm gonna wait in the inn. Yeah, I do appreciate it. Also, what do you prefer, Kane or Good? Because like, I can switch if you want me to. I can. I'll definitely keep it with Kane if that's what you need, if that's what you want me to. All right, go off your pup. Go. I'll attempt to. And she will walk off, put away the hand ducks at the inn, and then just wait for Alsana.
You have the umbrella. Kane gave you that. So. Alright. Eventually, Alsana, you do you at the very least get to a point where, for the day, you need to call it quits on the skeleton. You'll come back in the morning just to finish it out with Morticia. And she sends you off into the later evening. The rain has slacked off a little bit by this time, but the clouds haven't really fully left or depleted yet. So it is dark, if not for the street lamps everywhere. You get back to the inn, and you go to the room you probably are sharing with Calda, and you find Calda there waiting for you.
Hey, Alsana.
Hello.
Can we talk for a moment?
I
We
suppose.
share. All right, yeah, just sit. All good.
She kind of like looks around. It's an intervention.
No, it's not an intervention.
It has the feeling of one.
It's not gonna be an intervention, I promise.
She kind of like nods and sits down.
So I was talking and I just was thinking, and are you all right? That last fight, like underground with all the weapons and all that stuff, was a little harrowing, and I just want to make sure you're okay. You've been really stressed, especially with also Adelaide there and keeping her healed up, and I just want to make sure you're okay.
Adelaide's fine and I'm fine. No
Are
one
you
took
sure you're
any
okay?
lasting damages.
I know no one took any lasting damages, well, physically, but I just want to make sure. She just like taps her temple. She's like, this is okay. I just want to make sure that you're okay. You closed yourself off a little bit, and I know you may like a little bit of isolation, a little bit of dark, but I just really want to make sure you're doing all right and that you can
Don't
talk about it.
underestimate my comfort with death, if that's what you're thinking.
No, not death. No, I'm just stress. I know you're all right with death, but just the stresses and whatever may be stressing you a little bit.
And she kind of like tilts her head. It's like, you seem like you have something in mind.
Well, I'm just a little worried that some of your anger may be misdirected, and if you are showing a little bit of anger at points, that it's
Misdirected.
not to the right place, or it's been there, it's too deep in you, and you may need to talk about it, or you may need to let something out.
Are you referring to Kane being an absolute prick?
To a sense, yes, and I know he can be a bother. All siblings are. I know I have 2 brothers, but he can be incessant to you, and I do understand that. But do you think some of it may be directed more towards Roy, and you're just putting it on Kane?
There's a grin that goes across her face. Okay, so not an intervention, a psych visit. Are you my psychiatrist?
I'm not smart enough for that. Do psychiatrists exist?
You know what? Now they do.
That's the professional.
Alsana, if they did, Alsana would know about them.
Yeah. There's
Probably.
You know what?
Alsana's probably
There
seen
are-
a couple shrink.
There are probably people in Veravale at the very least, where Alsana has been at least, um, whose only job is to help you come to the truth within yourself. Forward way of putting it, but pretty much a psychiatrist. Maybe a little less scientific, but some of the same basis.
I'm not smart enough to be a psychiatrist. I'm really sorry. I just want to be
I mean
a
this
friend.
with the least offense possible, but you're right, you're not smart enough to be.
No, I've accepted that a long time ago.
Then I'd ask why you're seemingly trying to employ some of their methods.
Because I'm just worried about you, and I don't know what way to put it that you may close yourself off, and I don't want you to do that. I want you to try and be open at least, or try and get comfortable being open. I know you weren't raised right by Froy, and he was a horrible man. But your brother wasn't
I raised myself.
Exactly. You raised yourself.
I raised
You didn't-
myself right.
You did, and but you, how am I trying to say this? Parentally, you are your own parent, and that's a little stressful, and it can be. But your half-brother wasn't raised that right either. And you're both very good and very sweet and can be very kind. But he and you can also be sometimes incessant, as I don't want to mean any offense either. You can not great. But I know that's the way of being human. And I know that you're both good on the inside, and I just really want to make sure that you can talk about if you're getting annoyed or if you're getting overwhelmed.
I make it
Oh,
clear
humanoid.
when he annoys me. He seems to
Yes.
not get it.
Maybe.
I ask him to leave. I ask him to not stick his nose in the things I'm doing that I don't need his help in, and that his presence could, quite frankly, jeopardize in some instances. And he sticks his foot in the door.
Was that down with the books in the library? I know you were really excited about those.
And she gives a nod.
Well,
I'm sure he acts much more friendly towards you. He didn't grow up with you.
that's true. But maybe. Didn't you ask him to leave when you were younger, too?
I gave him the permission to, and he jumped at it.
Maybe he doesn't want to do that again.
He has an odd way of showing it if that's the case.
And you have an odd way of showing things, too, but we're all odd in our own ways.
I'm at
That's
least
all right.
self-aware of it.
I don't. As much as you did say I wasn't that much intelligent, maybe
I
he's
didn't say
indeed
you
it.
weren't intelligent, I said you weren't the kind to be a shrink.
Ah,
No pun
alright,
intended.
but. Haha. But maybe he has a weird way of showing that he wants to build a relationship again, that maybe him leaving, he wants to not fix something, but have a companion in you. Oh, that sounded weird. This is not a character. That sounded really weird.
Oh god, yeah, no, that.
Replace it.
Yeah,
Replace it with friendship.
Have a
Friendship.
friendship at least.
camaraderie.
And she gives a chuckle and just. Golda dear, there's a difference here, and that's I have my magic and I know how to do my magic. But if I want to go about showing my magic to other people or using it a certain way, I might ensure not to do it in the middle of a church.
Ah,
I'm aware of the things I set off and the impressions I give. I'm very aware. I put time into knowing and producing certain things. Kane, on the other hand, seems wildly unaware of what he does and how he acts. So if he wants to ascend that branch, fine, but I'd like him to know how to hold a branch first.
But
Right now, he's been nothing more or less than the bother he's always been.
alright. So, do you want to try something? Maybe see if he does want to build a friendship?
And she tilts her head. Not particularly.
Okay. We're gonna try it. And we'll see how it goes. Alright?
If he wants to put that out, the onus is on him. He walked out the door, he can walk back in.
What if someone gave him that offer? Maybe he doesn't think that offer still exists. Maybe he thinks the minute he walked out, he knew he wouldn't walk back in. Or he knew no one would let him walk back in. Maybe someone has to tell him, hey, you can come in again. Or, hey, the door's unlocked, don't worry. Or the key's under the mat.
Is that what you do to the child who runs away from home?
Sometimes you have to welcome them back and see what happens. And sometimes you do have to test it and test the waters and not treat them immediately like normal, but still treat them like they're there.
It's all well and good if this was any other day, but we're on a mission.
We can do
Time
it.
in between the shrines, I'm sure you're about to say.
Yes.
But I have other things to worry about. I have
Well,
other
this
skills
isn't-
I can work on furthering.
Alsana, this isn't a suggestion for now. This isn't a suggestion I want you to bring in immediately. But throughout our times, maybe slowly, even after all this happens, you can send me a letter back on Barian. I'll give you anything to mail it. I'll mail you back. And this can continue and you can keep talking even after all this ends. And if you're not comfortable opening up the door yet or telling him it's open during these next bit, then that's alright. But it's slowly working towards it. Even just telling him where the key is or telling him there is a key. Can we try it?
Like I said, if he wants to extend that branch, fine. Just make sure he knows what he's doing.
I'll make sure. Is it okay if I... should I use the word supervise for him? Not supervise. Just see that he's doing it in a way that you won't be... I'm not sure. That you won't be upset with the way he may be forcing the door open. Maybe I'll tell him to be a little gentler.
The way to go about any of this, I would think, is perhaps trying a knock at the door. Perhaps understanding if there's no response despite the fact that there's someone at home at the time. Maybe knowing that there's some time that you might need to devote to taking light steps. That you can't simply just trudge in the door like nothing ever happened.
Okay. I think that's a good thought to have, and would you like me to tell him that?
You can tell him whatever you please.
Alright. Thank you for talking with me, and if you ever do need to talk about anything that may be upsetting you, that you are keeping in, I'm here. And once again, even after it, you can send me a letter. I do want to keep in touch with all of you after this.
I appreciate the offer, but don't go worrying about me either. I have other people I talk to. I have friends outside of this.
I know. But I'm still always going to worry.
Some of the soul finders in Veravel myself a few times.
That's good. That's good. Alright. But if you do ever need anything, I'm in the bed beside you.
That is a horrible way of phrasing it, and that's coming
I'm
from
in
me.
I'm in the opposite bed. It's a separate bed. There is a space between us. That is floor and not bed.
She sits down on her bed and like flips over and like puts a blanket over. Good night, Calda.
Good night, Asana.
All right.
And there's a minute pause and just like turn the lamp off.
Oh, yeah, forgot. Caldo will reach over. Just turn it off.
All right. Is there anything else anybody would like to get up to? Any conversations anyone wants to have during the next couple of weeks?
I almost just called myself Caius. Alaris wants to look into various different, because Osana once used like the fire arrows on him, right? So he wants to look into something similar to that. So like elemental bolts and
Permanent enchantment things?
yeah.
As a side note, this would have been one of the things to talk about outside of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I just thought of it. Yeah.
Okay, you know what? Roll a quick investigation check,
Yeah. No
and
problem.
then roll a D100 for, actually investigation first. Let's see,
Didn't mean
that
for that to
is,
be an advantage.
that is a 1. I'm gonna say
Okay.
that you don't really find anything. You can
Couldn't find
find
anything, yeah.
plenty. You can find plenty of ordinary bolts. You're having
Okay.
trouble
Yeah,
finding
then I'll just do
anything. Mhm. Okay. If that is all, then after you have done your various errands and taken care of your business, Alsana, you have a fully assembled guard drake skeleton. I'll say that you guys spent enough time doing it that I'm not actually going to require a roll.
Alright.
Yep, you guys.
When it's
serviced-
done, she gives like Morticia a little hug and a thank you.
Okay. Yep, there's a. She doesn't really do the hug. She doesn't do the hug thing a lot. You can sort of sense and hesitance, but there's a pat on the shoulder and.
It's not a full on. It's just a little side.
Okay. Still pat on the shoulder, and you're very welcome. Anytime. Yeah, and the morning you guys get up and are gonna head back down south to the shrine location. Kane comes out of his room at the inn with a snowball in hand, and he chucks it out of Sana's face. Kane, go ahead and give me a quick roll for that. Probably dexterity. You can throw things with strength. Give me a strength roll. Aim for the body, not the face. Okay. I'd forgotten the description I gave you. Follow that. So yeah, Alsana, you know that all the snow has melted by now. There have been enough warm days, there have been enough rainy days. If there's any snow left, it's like clinging to the darkest, deepest corners where the sun hasn't really gotten to it, and there's not much of that. That probably misses.
15. 5. Yeah, that misses.
Yep. So it just right against the wall as you just barely move your shoulder and it flies by.
She gives a slow turn of the head over. What are you trying?
6 seconds later, the snowball reforms in his hand.
There's a visible twitch on the face.
And he just says morning and testing a fun purchase.
What the hell is that?
A snowball.
You know the weather as well as I do. What'd you get? What'd you purchase?
Can't you predict the weather?
He gives a look. She gives a look and just. That's magic.
Do you have infinite snow now?
Regardless, a trinket shop for rich kids, probably, he
No.
says.
You came across that, did you?
Want to try it? He says.
I'm good.
Yes.
I've got my own. And she freezes his pants.
Meanwhile, Kane has just tossed the snowball to Calda. Just then, Frostbite is cast on you. Yeah, you aren't too affected. You're familiar with this. There is a light coating of frost on your like the legs of your trousers, but you pat it off.
Elsana kind of like walks off.
Cole's gonna toss the snowball at Kane.
He says, "Sorry, Ice Queen. Warm front is moving in." Calda, go ahead and do a dexterity check. Throwing the
Nope.
snowball at. Nope. Yeah, it goes wide. It fumbles, going off your fingers.
Oh, Kane. Oh, that was. Alright, just. Kane, can you
6
do me a
seconds
favor?
later, the snowball reforms in your hand.
Oh, why? Oh, my. Can. This is odd. Can you do me a favor, actually?
He says, "Sure."
Can you. This is going to sound a little punny, but can you cool it with the Ice Queen a little bit with Alsana? Just go easy a little bit. I'm trying something out. Okay?
He says, "Experimentation is always good.
No.
I'll mix up the jabs."
Maybe let's cool it with the jabs in general. Just for a little bit.
"Sure, we've got some time to relax," he says.
Exactly. Give some time to relax for her. Here's your snowball, and Calder will just, like, tippy toes place in his hand. There.
All right, go ahead
Oh,
and do
no.
a dexterity check, Kane. Elaris, I don't think a 12 hits you. Oh, 14. Does a 14 hit you, Elaris? Yes. So you sitting and watching your coffee, maybe you don't expect it. Maybe you just don't want to spill your morning drink, but poof, right across your chest. You look
Oh.
down, you look up, and then the
Sounds good.
snow vanishes and reforms in Kane's hand.
Does some get in the coffee?
Maybe just a little bit, but it's not enough to really affect it.
6 seconds later, it's not even in the coffee.
He says, "How you doing, Tundrafist? Chilly?"
Tired, but
This is the wrong music for this.
Of course it is.
Yep. He's typing. Let's go exploring today then. Get some energy in those old bones.
watch it, half orc. I'm not that old.
All right. Kane is typing again. Having no voice does get a little tricky.
Oh, yes.
Duh.
Connect.
feel free to continue. He has to reconnect. Okay. All right. So, on the last morning of your stay in the inn, sorry, I had to say something there. On the last morning, three of you wake up to find a small box wrapped with a ribbon at the foot of your bed. Let's see who first. Alsana. It's a very, very small box. It looks like it might be the size of, like a very small jewelry box of some kind. But it's like simple paper, tough paper folded box. And you untie the ribbon and...
She's real quick before she does. Gonna just
Yeah.
cast Detect Magic.
Sure.
Maybe as a ritual to save the slot, but just...
Yeah, you take some extra time over it. You cast Detect Magic, and the box comes way clean. Nothing inside of it, nothing around it, nothing on it.
Alright. She'll slowly and carefully open it.
Alright. Nestled inside, you see a bead of ceramic and carved wood. It's, let's see. It's kind of a longer bead. Has a blue and black pattern on it, and silver paint swirled around the outside.
How round is it?
Not, do you mean as in, it's not spherical? It
How-
is
how
elongated.
smooth are the, like, sides, basically?
It's very good workmanship.
Alright. She, like, turns it in her hand, gives it a look.
Yep.
Can she tell whom, like, if it was made by anyone particularly? Or, like, what the materials are?
I mean, you could probably tell the materials fairly easily. Go ahead and... let's say this is a normal intelligence check.
Alright. Which, I suppose you'd have proficiency with bead-based information.
You know what? Sure. Bead
Alright.
check.
Guidance.
Yep.
18.
18. Okay, it is a interesting mix of materials that seem to have been bonded together. Part of it is ceramic and part of it is carved wood.
And the box doesn't have anything indicating who it's from or anything?
Let me see. Let me, no? Nope, there's no tag. You pick up the box, turn it over, shake it a little, nothing else in there.
She kind of like turn it in her hand and kind of like pocket it. Curious, not quite sure about it.
Okay. As for others, let's see, alphabetical. Kane. Kane, you find a box as well on your bed. Also tied with a ribbon, also a fairly simple box job. You shake it, you hear something inside. Just rattle a bit against the edges, the sides. Typing. You open it up with the newly non-rusty pocket knife, and inside, you actually find a really nice-looking carving knife. And it has your initials carved into the handle.
CH or GH?
Let's see. CHGH. Really? Oh, did I cut out for you, Conrad? It is a carving knife. Like for wood carving, that kind of thing. And apparently it is GCH with parentheses. There we go. All right, he initially reads it as GCC parentheses H. Now you're able to work out that the parentheses is different shape than the C. But yes. No sign of deliverer, no. All right. As you investigate this, Alaris, you're on the other side of the room, haven't woken up, and you've also got a box at the end of your bed.
I open it, I guess.
If you weren't awake, then Kane woke you up with the snowball.
Yeah, I take the box and I put down my coffee, I put it on the table that I'm currently eating at, and I open.
All right. Inside of yours is a cooking knife. Not carving, but specifically for like things like chopping up vegetables or slicing bread, that sort of thing. Yours actually has a note inside the box.
I read it.
3 words. Great grilled cheese.
Yeah, he gives a little smile at that, like, huh.
Calda? No box, but you see Elsana examining hers very thoroughly. Takes her about 10-11 minutes to do it.
Can Elsana glance over and notice that Calda doesn't have one?
I mean, it's apparent enough Calda's not, fiddling with a box from the end of her bed.
Did you see someone come in here and leave this?
No, I don't think the door's opened, but I've been down eating some breakfast a little early. Why?
Did you leave this?
Leave what?
Box with the bead in it.
Oh. That's nice. Let me see that a little bit.
Insight.
Go ahead.
With guidance.
20 plus 1. You read her like a book.
You're obvious. Where'd you find it?
I didn't find it.
Where'd you get it?
This nice.
Did your family mail it to you by any chance?
No family mail. I got it actually commissioned here, the first couple days I was here. Got a very nice jeweler to work on it a little bit.
Really? She
Yeah.
turns it in her fingers. Wood and ceramic.
Yeah, he offered metal, but I know you're a druid and may not really like the metal stuff, so I decided more on ceramic, because the blue
She
looks much
slowly
nicer.
unsheathes the scimitar on her hip and puts it back.
Oh, that's metal. Sorry,
That's
I meant
a
Yeah.
it's a popular trend, but it's not one I particularly abide by. And she also flicks a few of her metal beads on her hair.
Yeah, sorry for not noticing that. I really didn't want to make sure
Ceramic
they're
is fine.
Alright.
It's one of those ones where it's broken half and then the ceramic is poured on top and carved.
Yeah, I saw a little bit how he was just carving, and I didn't really see how the ceramic was. I think that was a little bit later in the evening.
She goes about putting it into her hair.
Okay. All right, that being done, you head out, you get your breakfast.
Well, this is you got a kitchen knife.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of confused, but still kind of with a smile.
Each of
Doing
the
all right
knives did come with a protective leather sheath, just to keep the blade from snagging on things and going dull.
Ooh.
Doing alright there, you know. Just stab someone, Alaris.
I don't know who gave me this, but they gave me a note saying great grilled cheese, so I don't know who gave me this kitchen knife.
Is Alsana in the room at all?
Probably. Unless Calda headed out early while you were doing beads in your hair.
It
She
doesn't
would've-
take her long.
Yeah.
For just one.
I'll say you come out right at the tail end of that.
Yep. And she like looks over and she like leans over to Calda. It's like, you're lucky he's not as perceptive.
Shh.
You're-
Playing along with this.
Yeah, you're not doing a good act right now. And she like pats on her
I'm
shoulder.
right here, guys. I
No,
can
you can't
hear
ref-
you.
No, you can't. For stage whispering, it counts as it counts as an aside.
No. No.
But stage
No,
whispering.
that's not how this works. I am within speaking distance. of
Yeah,
you.
but you're not within whispering distance.
But you're not within a side distance.
Not within a side distance. Fuck off.
Ilaris, go ahead and roll a quick perception check.
Oh, that's
I'm
an
You're not in the side distance.
You
Dang
you can
it!
probably tell that Alsana just came over and out of the side of her mouth, but she's covering it with one hand, and you can't quite make out what is being said. Also, you're just sitting there, like, looking at the new kitchen knife and trying to puzzle it over.
So I like looked over at Alaris and was like, "You're nosy, aren't you?"
I just want to know who got me the kitchen knife.
I haven't the faintest idea. And she goes,
No
"Sits down."
clue.
Do you now?
Calda goes and gets second breakfast.
Second breakfast.
And Kane walks in and there's a twitch on the face.
Yep, Kane is carving a new bead from a piece of wood. And says, "Morning, who's my favorite person?"
Who?
No, what do you got there?
Boy, you're really trying, aren't you?
You seem awfully
Shut
chipper
up.
about these gifts. Did you
I'm
get
awfully
one?
I'm awfully chipper about my second breakfast. Yes, I got one. It's called first breakfast.
Well, I got a kitchen knife. Kane, you got another knife. And Alsana, I'm assuming you got. And he just stares for a second.
And she shrugs and it's like, "I don't know what you're talking about."
Yeah, Alsana and
I
I's
didn't
door
get a
didn't
knife.
open last night.
Uh,
My door didn't open
not
last night.
really. I know you're not really a knife person, but I don't know.
Kane has said that he always needs more knives, and probably Adelaide.
Yeah, she did know you could cook. You cooked after we were down in the little underground area.
No, I got that soup made for me because most of my bones were broken.
No, but you made food. After your bones were all magically healed up.
Not that I can recall. I was mostly training with a new hand crossbow.
Really?
Okay, Calda, have you ever lied in your life?
Yes, of course I have.
I don't think you have.
How did I have the faintest clue what you're talking about?
Neither do I.
You seem
Fuck.
awfully suspicious.
Quite frankly, if you haven't pieced it together with full confidence by now, you don't deserve to.
18 insight!
Laura knows. Kane, you still think it might be Adelaide. You still think what you think.
Calda just slowly raises her finger to cover
Calda
her
is
lip at Alaris.
innocent. Calda is so innocent. He's distracted, yes.
Kane, just a
Wait,
question.
I haven't the faintest idea who got me this kitchen
Kane,
knife. Though I would really love to thank the person who complimented me on my grilled cheese.
yeah, Kane,
Who I
what would
only
you...
made for a select few people.
Oh, yeah, Kane, let's see. I actually forgot what I was gonna say.
Fries with sweet.
What would
chart?
what would you do if you found out, like, who gave you that knife?
There's like a from the corner of the room.
Yeah. Alaris also gives a question look. It's like that look of like, man,
Also looks over and
11-year-old son lies better than you do.
also leans over and stage whispers to Alaris, just like, I got it the first 5 seconds. She is rough. I feel sorry for her kids on Christmas.
I whisper back.
That's my
son
husband's
lies my son is a better liar, and he's like 10.
No, he's not.
He's 11.
He's 11. He's 11, so shut the fuck up. Yeah, exactly. He's 13. He's 13 and he's a better
I am
liar.
stage whispering.
Stage whispering. We're all stage whispering.
Kane says that he would be appreciative. I don't get gifts much.
Oh yeah, well I hope you find out who gave it. Seems really nice gift. Lying.
Alsana's head,
Tilda's
like,
like lying through her teeth.
Alsana's head
Tilda's
like hits the table she's at, just
Alsana
like.
are like both giving slight glares, and Alsana like, really? Really? That's what you're gonna end
All right, Kane, do another insight because of your 15 versus 3. No,
Wow!
it's not called. It can't be called. Calda's not a liar.
Okay.
Alsana's forehead hits the table and just goes, ugh.
Kane. Kane.
Wow.
Kane.
Oh god,
Okay.
it was Alsana, wasn't it? He says.
No, Kane. I think whoever sent it dropped a note. Calder like just hands him a little note and just says, "Keep up the chaos." Once again, still lying through my teeth. God, damn it.
21 deception. Oh, it was Alaris. Got it. He says, "Do you even want to try in this fight against it, or happy?
just
You don't have to, but you can." There was a fresh roll. I can't roll high enough.
you can roll a natural 20. You have a +1.
He's got a. He'd match it, which would mean nothing would change.
Kane.
Sorry,
Kane.
quick question
Guys,
to the DM because I
quick
I
note,
personally don't remember.
Yes.
Quick
that,
question to the DM.
Okay.
What was the name of Gage's friend, like the little kid who's part of like the bigger family? I don't remember his name.
I believe it was Robert.
Yeah, it's like it's like one time my son punched Robert in the mouth for to take out a tooth and tried to convince me it was his, and that was a better lie than you. He whispers to Calda.
Actually, of note, that maybe it's because the both of you know the truth and maybe a little biased, but that last one, she actually had some convincing body language happening. Maybe she had the
Convincing.
facial expression
Total
tied
fluke.
together.
No way.
It was a total. Maybe it was a total. fluke.
Even a broken clock tells the time right twice a
Kane.
day.
Yeah, the broken
Okay.
clock just managed.
Oh God, Kane. Oh my God, So Alsana has a gift. Alaris has a gift. You have a gift. Who doesn't have a gift?
Oh, what did Alsana get? He says.
Oh, she got a very nice bead. But if you three have a gift, then there's 4 people, and it should.
He says definitely Adelaide.
Kane. I got you the knife.
This is like watching Dora the fucking Explorer right now. Do you know who gave you the knife?
Do you know? Oh God, Dora has a knife. Great.
Did you mean the new Dora movie?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Oh, thanks, Calda. Why didn't you just tell me?
She
He says.
basically
Calda's head
did.
hits the table.
Yep. Kane, at this point, every single one of your teammates has at least once done the forehead to the table. He said, "I haven't had coffee yet. Give me a break. I'm wounded."
Okay, Calda's gonna stage whisper to Alsana.
What do you mean you're wounded? It's been weeks since we fought anything.
Alsana, just
He takes another sip of coffee.
Alsana, you're right about me not being a shrink, but I don't even think he can be a small.
I should go. I've got a thing to do. And she walks out.
Yeah, I also have responsibilities. I
We all
guess I'm gonna go mow my dog.
Yeah. Maul your dog?
Mow my dog. I'll have
It
you
did
know.
not sound like a dumb of you.
Yes, I need to go wash my lawn as well. Bye bye.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna go.
What is
All
up
right.
with those two?
Kane says, I guess I'll go shower my shrubbery?
We need to head back to the shrine today.
Is it that day?
It's the last
It
day.
might-
Yeah.
It
Well,
might be a little bit before. Some people headed back a little bit earlier. I'm pretty sure Kane was gonna head back on the 25th or so. So you can all travel back together if you'd like, or you can travel back piecemeal, 1 or 2 at a time.
Sana will probably go by herself.
Okay.
Calda's probably gonna join Kane because I believe that was her last.
Oh, actually,
day.
Alsana will also go put together the thing she's doing. As well, can she get a? I don't know if I told you. There's the letter she's sending,
Yes.
set to be delivered on a certain day.
Yes.
Can she get a much smaller scale version to Morticia?
Okay, sure thing. Any particular colors?
Black.
Of course. It's a little bit trickier. There's not a lot that's just naturally that color. But you're
Even
able to
just like
find it in
one.
purples. You can get some purples. You can get the one black in the center.
Yep.
Various darker shades. Maybe some reds in there.
Yeah, and not as big.
Okay. Yep.
A small handful.
Smaller amount. If you want for cost to just take about half what I told you for the other one.
All right.
And keep that simple. Alright. Let's see. If nobody else has last minute things, then you guys get to head back. You pass a little bit of time in the shrine until finally the final day of the month comes, and with it, the first full moon night.
Maybe switch the music.
Yep. Doing it right now, because that's no longer accurate. Alright. There is, through the day, an air of barely contained, low-key, almost excitement in the shrine. If you ask anybody about it, you're told that nobody really does the full moon ritual unless it is in some way important or not quite ordained. There is something too much about that, too religious about that, but prescribed in a sense.
Allotted.
Yes, allotted. Because each shrine can really only be used once. And really only during this year at the turning of the eras on nights of the full moon. And so everybody here knows what the ritual is, what it entails, and also knows that even just being in the vicinity is absolutely once in a lifetime, unless one's lifetime is very, very long on the scale of dragons. And so, while nobody really accompanies you into that garden, except for Adelaide, just a short distance that night, to give you a couple of you hugs, handshakes for the other two, and wish you luck. Not that you need it. There's still an anticipation about it. So the four of you enter that courtyard garden where you had fought the stone construct and the 5 small green dragons. The seeds set by the Emerald Aegis for a return of a rule of a dragon lord. Everything's been cleared up. Any damage dealt has been repaired in this time. And with the end of the month of rainfall and the beginning of the month of seeding, you can see little bits of green starting to bud in the various gardens beneath the old leaf fall from the year before. And with the full moon rising and peeking between the clouds that still linger from the day, you approach the great, tall, twisted, gnarled tree wrapped around a standing stone just behind the well that had nearly been a gateway to something terrible being let loose into the world.
Sounds like a trend.
Who is going to step forward and take the blessing of this shrine through the ritual, you know? As a reminder, it is a shrine of magic, not a physical.
I believe we vaguely understood that, like 3 or 4 people isn't exactly quote unquote optimal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So and it's magic, so I'd assume Alsana.
Kane is abstaining. Elaris has been told he should abstain from this one.
Alsana gives him a glare.
What?
You got the last 2, and the first one you didn't even work for.
Yeah, I'm abstaining from this one, yeah. I thought that was the deal.
Yeah, she just kind of like gives a look like you better not.
I'm not going to.
Calda,
Can I?
you have magic,
Yeah.
Sure.
or I
Yeah.
could take it for myself. It's up to you.
I'll go up for this one.
All right.
Yeah.
You can use a new cantrip.
All right. So 2 people, Alsana and Calda, step forward. And yes, if it's 3 people, it's a cantrip. If it's 2 people, it's a first level spell.
Ah, yes. Okay. What's the resistances again? It's
Permanent resistance to 1 type of magical damage.
all right.
If you want to do 3, then you don't have to be a spellcaster to benefit. Anybody will get 1 cantrip, but you'd have to use it the mental stat of the list it came from.
I think we're good with 2.
Okay. So, Alsana and Calda step forward, and you begin to speak the words you were taught. As you do so, you see the moon, a cloud shifts in front of it, and the garden darkens. But you continue to speak. And as you finish, there is still no moonlight. You wait a beat, and then another, and then the cloud continues on, and the moon beams down on the garden again. It lights up the tree and the stone, almost seeming to trace it in silver. And the light glimmering from the branches and from the curves and ridges of the rock begins to take on a luminescence of its own, glimmering brighter and brighter, flowing down it almost like water, rising up like smoke and air, and then curling around the both of you, and settling slowly into your skin as it fades. Each of you, you are level 6, yes?
Yep.
You each gain 100% of the gap experience towards the next level, which is 9,000 experience.
Ooh.
So that is clearly a level up and then some.
Where are you at, Calder?
I'm at 31,000, if I'm doing my math correct.
I'm on 30,000.
Okay. You also gain 2 ability score improvement points or a feat of your choice as if it were an ASI. Usual rules apply. You can't do any ability score above 20. You use the points. You can split them up, 1 in one score, 1 in another, or you can do 2 in a single score. I will ask, if you choose a feat, you try to theme it towards some kind of magic, some kind of esoteric skill, not so much something that is physically based. Pretty much use your best judgment. Also, your current maximum health as of level 6. What is it for each of you?
Uh,
55.
maximum health?
Yes.
42.
Oops. 55 times. Calder, you gain permanently. Let's see. Oh, whoops. My bad. I was looking at the wrong chart. Those are for physical. My bad.
No
Ignore
worries.
that bit. Instead, you gain permanent resistance to one type of magical spell damage. So, the easiest way would be to choose an elemental damage type. But keep in mind that it would be from a spell or a magical effect.
Question.
Yes?
Is a dragon's breath considered a magical effect?
Typically, it is not. You can do magical things with it. If it's a dragon's breath spell, it is. If it comes from a potion, it is. If it comes from an actual dragon, then no.
Alright.
And then finally, you choose one first level spell from any spell list, and you can cast it innately once per day using your spell casting or highest mental stat, which could lead to some very interesting flexibilities. It does have to be a first level spell. You cannot upcast it. And again, it is only once per day. However, because it's innate, you do not need any material components.
I'm gonna check some things.
Yeah, I'm double checking some stuff too.
Yeah. So while those two decide a few things, make a few choices, ritual concludes. Everything goes quiet. Calda, Alsana, you feel these changes holding and taking root. As per usual, for mechanics, you would take a long rest, you would get a night's sleep in order to really let it fully settle in, but you can already feel the changes. You can feel your mind starting to expand, your magic shifting a little bit.
Alsana's got a big grin on her face.
And with that, everybody takes a rest. And if anybody else needs to go to the bathroom real quick, we'll give them a few minutes to change up sheets. As the next morning brings with it something interesting.
Uh, so many choices. Candace baby once more.
Oh, poor Kane.
For rituals casting of the innate spell.
I'm gonna say no because it is innate once per day.
Okay.
Let's play a game called Do I Want to Do Something for Funsies or like a fun utility?
Aren't they both fun?
That's true. So I have like one. Actually.
Next time, do magical. We should probably do Kane and Calda. Because giving us both a Kane, Calda, and someone else. Because a cantrip would be fantastic.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Especially as levels go.
I mean, what kind of cantrip?
I mean, if you can give Kane like the Wing Blade or something.
That'd just be his action, though, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but it's if the one attack hits, it's for sure same amount of damage. Plus extra damage if the target moves. Until he gets 3 attacks, it's not losing anything. Still added dice on top of that.
I'm between, I think, 3 things right now for my spell. Ooh, no, that's a... Ooh, that's... That is one I could do.
Ariel,
Mhm.
I think I'm gonna do it.
Okay.
I think I have something I'm gonna do, too.
I think yeah.
What are you gonna
Yeah.
do?
Oh,
Hold
God.
on.
The fun thing about
What are
that is because it's innate and once per day, you don't have to worry about the material components.
I know.
Yeah,
So
me too.
yeah.
Oh God.
Oh, you'll find out like the morning after.
Are you... Okay, I'm wondering if
Oh,
you're about
no.
to do the thing I'm about to do.
What are you about to do?
We can just find out.
Alright.
Yes. Cole's
Because
gonna wake up
you
an
got-
hour early.
You guys are doing
Both
this.
you got
in-
Chromaticore, I'm gonna smack you.
All right. So
I'll s-
next morning comes. Calda gets up a little early. And Calda, you do your thing.
I do.
All right, and you head out to breakfast, having cast your once a day spell for the first time granted by the ritual last night, feeling more powerful, feeling better. Alsana, do you do anything this morning?
It's because of the pet compliment, isn't it?
Damn it. I'm not sure if I want to do it or not.
Do it once today.
Do it!
I know, but there's other things.
Just
But
do it.
also, do it.
Hold on, let me check. That's that.
Same spell.
Roll for braggadocio.
Nah, she's gonna. That fits her better. If she gets another one, maybe. But for now, yeah, she'll stick with that. I'll just send it to you, Ariel. But I know exactly what's going on here with Calda, but
Oh, yeah.
We all do. It's okay.
I'll just send this to you and make sure it's all good.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that should work.
All right.
Okay.
Sorry.
It is not the same spell.
Yeah. No. No. I know what the.
That's okay. It's gonna be fun.
It's that, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm just wondering if it's gonna match with the half theming.
Oh. Okay. Everybody heads out for breakfast the next morning, and oddity number 1 is you meet Calda as she heads out of the room, Malsana, as you get up, and Calda has something perched on her shoulder. If you'd like to describe, Ty, whatever you have in mind.
Just like a white and brown speckled owl.
You see Kane like
This
immediately
is
presses
inside-
back
this-
against the wall.
And there it
in
is.
Sana's room.
Yeah, it
Uh,
hops on top of her
champagne
head.
bowl.
It tops just on top of her head, cuddles in.
Where did you find this little fellow?
With magic.
With Matt.
With
Did you take a?
This-
Did you take a page from that Girl in the Forest book?
Yeah, it's so cool. I can sing in the dark with it.
Alsana's going to just real quick go hello.
Okay, speak with animals. You can comprehend and verbally communicate. Owl looks at you, blinks both eyes, and you hear this chirp that translates as basically hello.
Now, can you could Alsana just roll a quick Arcana to know how the spell works? Because I do.
Sure. Go ahead. Do your guidance. 22 plus 2. 24. Yeah, you know how the spell works.
So you can talk to Calda freely.
He shrugs. Sorta.
How does an owl shrug?
It fluffs his wings up.
Carefully.
They have shoulders.
I guess I just imagine like it's just the head kind of squishes downwards a bit.
Now
Or
the,
them.
the wings kind of come up.
All right. Do you have a name? And she looks over. Does he have a name?
Owl looks down at
His name-
Calda.
His name is Marymore, but spelled differently from the lake place. I do like the Marymore though.
Alsana puts a finger up and just like scratch on the between the eyes.
There's this. He nuzzles into it. And closes his eyes.
Well, I think I like him.
Thank you. I like Moore too. He's good. And Calder will give him a little scratch too.
Oh,
Is Kane still plastered against the wall?
I assume at this
No,
point
he-
they walk out. Alsana with an owl on her head.
Oh, that is when he plastered against the wall.
You've made a friend.
Moore, go over there. Say hello to Kane. Be nice, Kane.
Marimore flutters over towards you.
Just looks up at it and it's like, good morning.
Perches on your head. He's kind of looking at you in this upside down.
If he's
Yeah.
looking back up at it, it's like, you eat jerky? Because yes, pulled a piece of jerky out of his bag and pulled it up to him.
All right, you see the owl fixate on the jerky, both eyes snatch, and just it does this thing where it's got the jerky in his beak, and then it tips its head up and back and
Mhm.
kind of makes this motion that's like gluck, 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 and somehow manages to swallow the whole thing.
What kind of owl is it? Like a barn owl or?
Tawny.
Just a little barn owl.
Okay, because barn owls can really do that.
Mm. Actually, barn owls are
Yeah, but-
pretty not big, but
So,
sizable, especially compared to Calda's head. if you'd like, I've got a picture of another kind of owl. I don't remember what type it is, but it's very small
course
and
you
it's
do.
good at head perching. Yes, I do. I
Yes.
met one once, okay? Here. This is on somebody's shoulder. I'm putting it in the Discord chat. But
Yeah, that's
that is a little owl that is the perfect size for perching on someone's head. And probably a
little
very
more.
good size for a halfling.
Oh, you know what? I noticed something that Asana could do, and I'll have her take a minute. And just as they're sitting around, she's gonna conjure minor elemental.
Okay. Okay, that's potentially interesting. Click on the spell for me.
Let me. Is it in here? Because it's not on my sheet right now.
Okay, in that case, I can pull it up. Conjure minor elemental.
Elementals, but yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is on the Roll20.
Yep, I am finding it. I am gonna read it. CR2, 1/2, or 1/4. You choose one of the following options for what appears. What option are you choosing?
She'll just if she can, just kind of like downscale it a bit. She'll just pop up a smoke method.
Okay, 1 second here. First of all, I need you to do a spell casting check in order to downscale and control, basically.
Alright.
Smoke method is what a challenge rating. Is that a half or 1/4? They vary.
I think it's a half. I think smoke is a half. If not,
You
I'll
know
do
what, I'll
one that
just
is a half.
Search. Smoke is 1/4.
Alright.
Dust, ice, magma are 1/2.
Dust then.
Okay.
And just her raw spellcasting ability.
Raw spellcasting ability. Wisdom check 23. Okay, you can downscale it. Roll me a D100.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
33.
33. You know that you're you know you've got a grip on this spell. You know what you're trying to do with it. You feel the spell doing what you want. But then all of a sudden, for some strange reason, as you're calling up this specific dust method, you feel the fabric around the point you've chosen for the spell, the fabric of the material plane itself, start to warp and bend. It feels like you're pulling something from another plane, you know that, but for some reason it feels heavier than it should. Something more is happening, and for just an instant you think that something is going to slip out of your control, something slipping out of your hands, out of your grasp, out of your magic. And out pops a dust mephit, and also a sudden blast of wind and dust particles, and this dry, empty scent in the air. And you see the air itself waver and ripple, and then slowly knit back together. Much more slowly than you think it should for pulling something through another plane. After a moment, it seals. There's nothing left in the air where you saw a edged portal.
Huh.
Give me a quick Arcana check.
See, yeah.
Meanwhile, the dust method is sitting here, crouched in this space. I believe it's
23.
under your control.
Yep.
So they are friendly to you and your companions. Yeah, with a 23. You remember that there have been, in like the last decade or so, there have been rumors at the very least, if not reports, of certain kinds of like summoning magic or magics to and from other planes becoming a little unstable. Becoming a little harder to control. Sometimes things come through that the summoner didn't intend, sometimes more things, sometimes fewer. Sometimes there have been things that just run amok out of control.
There's the expected response.
And no, Conrad, this has nothing to do with the Saturday Elemental campaign. This is something else.
She kind of like
yeah.
holds the hand that she basically like plucked the method out with, and just like something for later. Oh, Clanny has something about that. And then she turns and looks down at the little dusty friend she's pulled forward.
Looks up at you, kind of makes this noise, and then says something in a language. Do you understand any primordial?
Not currently, no.
Mm-hmm. I don't believe anybody else does.
Oh, you know what? She'll just stop for a sec. Snap her fingers, concentrate. And cast Comprehend Languages.
Okay.
Hey.
Innately.
Yep.
Heck yes.
All right. The language is comprehended, and you see this little method blinking up at you, and this ugly, twisty, bald face. Yeah, what do you want?
Oh, well, I was just...
Yeah, is comprehend language is concentration.
No.
Okay,
1
good.
hour.
You're fine.
It just goes... Oh. Huh. It can't currently understand her, right?
Nope. However, it does obey any verbal commands that you issue.
It just does that. You don't know common, do you?
Yeah, whatever you're saying, I don't know it, buddy. Something I can do for you.
She just...
Hey, this place is weird. What the hell is with this? What's with all the dust? Where's the wind? What's with all the stone? It's going nowhere. Come on. What's the fun?
She's just like watching him amusedly.
Hey, you got anything to fight? I want to rip something apart.
Yikes.
You can't hear this.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying that character.
No problem.
Yeah, this thing just... You don't know what's being said.
And she's... Yep, she considers figuring out how to write and learn Primordial, but not for now. She just kind of nods and goes, do we have anything we need to, deal with? I believe this little guy's here for the next, hour.
Probably not in the next hour. They can follow us around, though.
Alright. Then she'll just go, defend.
You got it! And he strikes this martial arts pose and starts looking around.
And follow.
Okay. And spins around and kind of follows you, walking backwards, watching down the hallway.
And she's gonna go find Auntie.
Alright, you head out, and you find the kitchens and eating areas empty of people, though there is breakfast materials set out and prepared, and the pot of porridge for everybody. And you wander further, and the hallways are oddly quiet. Go ahead and roll a perception check. Anybody who wants to.
Guidance?
Sure.
Can I roll with Owl?
You said perception?
Yes, perception, and the owl may roll perception. Go ahead and look up its
Okay.
stats, and
It's
if you haven't
D20 plus 1.
already. Okay.
I rolled depressingly low for what my new bonus is.
Yep, Kane is good. Calda's owl is also
Owl.
doing very well.
Wait, I think it has proficiency. It's okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
So like
Let's say that
23, 24.
Marimor and Kane are in the same level. Alsana, you're not quite sure. You're kind of amusedly watching new dusty friend. Elaris, you don't really pick up anything much. However, the owl, with its very good hearing, especially considering the predator of the night that it is, and Kane, just kind of stopping and tilting your head at the same time as the owl. Both of you kind of turn your faces towards where you know the entrance is, and Calda through the owl, Mary gets your attention. Kane through your own ears. You hear the faint, distant murmur of a voice, and it's a voice with a certain cadence to it, a volume despite distance and walls in the way that causes it to carry just enough. It's not unfamiliar, but last time you heard it up much closer. It seems to be something along the lines of...
What do you hear?
Oh no. I think we should go check that out. Phil's gonna
What is
like
it?
break out of the owl deafness and blindness.
What is it?
Is it? I hear mumbling, murmuring. Is there anything like talking someone keeps in their pocket? Alsana, do you still have that talking skull thing we saw?
She goes and pulls it out.
Yeah, I'm here. What
you-
is it? You want another riddle?
Maybe in a little bit. Were you talking just now?
No.
Alright.
Silent as the brave, me.
And then she like,
little skull humor for you.
it's appreciated. I'll pull you out in a little bit. And she puts it back.
Don't
Oh.
forget me!
I'll try not to. She snaps her fingers. Oh, do you remember what happened when we first got here?
No. Out of character, I was not here.
The front of the cult offers potential help to people who come by,
Oh,
and
yeah.
they kind of make a little show of it. And Alsana's gonna go hop on the broom and offer the dust method to take a seat on the broom.
Yeah, no, I got it. I got this, and he flaps his wings and...
Right. And offers Calda.
Call the
she's-
ghost to sit on it.
And she goes to fly out the window and basically like, come around to the area they like first walked in. Like that open
Alright.
door.
Yeah. You fly around. The door is closed, but this close you can hear the voices a bit better. It seems to be the voice of Vizera, presiding again over a little bit of the light show, a little bit of the performance aspect of this.
Alsana like stifles a chuckle.
Yep. But you can drift closer, and you can peer in through one of the side windows that you peeked in before, and you see the hall kind of artificially darkened by all the torches being put out. The single flaming brazier at the head of it. There is a masked and robed member of what you now know as the Order, lined up in front of each pillar, just silently watching. Vizera in her own mask and robe at the front, making grand gestures and inviting someone standing in the middle of the room, it seems, to speak. And the person in the middle of the room seems a little bit cowed, a lot more impressed by this whole show than you were, Alsana. Alsana said once that, you said once that any wizard worth their salt wouldn't be impressed by this. It seems that any country bumpkin, however, probably very impressed, as you see a dragonborn, very, very gangly for the species, in what seems to be fairly rough, simple homespun clothing, ringing what seems to be a flat cap in his hands. sort of reply meekly. Yeah, from Poke. Ma'am, sir, I'm sorry, everybody. Yeah, we've got a problem. If you're, I don't know if your dragon overlord sees fit to send somebody to help, there's there have been attacks. We've lost about half a flock. Not really attacks. It's more like something trying to take. Well, we were told taking what is owed as a lord of the skies, and if there is anything you can do, if not, I'll keep going to Windsor. I'll try. But we need something soon. We can't. Wolves we can handle. Little raiders or things coming too low for the mountains. Sometimes, mostly, if it's not too big. These are really, really, really big. I don't know if you can, if you have somebody, if you can spare. And Vizera puts up a hand. The great dragon knows your trouble, child. Be at ease. We shall confer with the winged one, and see what aid may be sent. Makes a gesture. One of the threshold members comes forward and fairly kindly ushers the Dragonborn into a side room. At this point, Kane, Alaris, you have caught up with the broom speed going through hallways, and you kind of come to a back entrance, and you've been peeking in through a back door watching the tail end of this as well. Calda is pointing at Mary, at Moore.
The winged one, Alsana. The winged one.
I think that they're trying to refer to the dragon, but
There's no other winged one here. There's no dragon. We killed them all.
they put on act of the cult.
And
I know,
as
but
the
not-
Dragonborn is ushered into a side room, you see everybody kind of clustering up, most of them like lifting up their masks with airs of momentary relief,
Alsana
and they're
like
starting to whisper.
walked in through the door.
Yep.
And
There's a bit of a jump from a couple of them, and they whirl and look and relax.
You can keep the masks down, don't worry. My goodness, it's even funnier from a third-person perspective.
Yeah, well, actually,
At least he was amazed.
Adelaide comes up. Well, that is generally the idea. We don't have to impress very many adventurers, but
So-
the occasional local, yes.
But you do have adventurers on your premises at the current time, so...
That actually might help.
Do you want to just skip to the part where you ask us to go deal with whatever thing is swooping out of the sky and attacking their village?
Really, it depends. He's from Poke, it's to the south, it's probably on your way, assuming you're heading downriver.
We'd probably stop there already anyways.
Alright. Well,
Well-
if you'd be willing to play along a little bit, just a little bit.
Oh, there's this, like, evil grin on Alsana's face.
Look, you don't have to pretend that you worship Vaestron
don't.
or anything like that. You don't.
My good
Uh,
dear, I'm going to upstage you so much.
I have a winged one right
He
here.
will be on his knees worshipping me by the time we get back. No sky god is going to rival me.
Adelaide gives you a look, slightly, like, concerned, but also, like, really, dear, really.
She leans over. See, this is how you be convincing.
Oh, you. Hush.
Anyhow, we'll introduce you as being very convenient travelers sent by the Almighty Winged One, etc., yada yada. And yeah,
Could you
we'll get a few more details out of him. In the meantime, we've got Aramil in there, talking to him, getting a bit more information.
could you toss in the moniker the Wise Witch of the Night?
You know what? You can toss in your own monikers.
Oh, come on. Look at this. She points to gestures at all the robes and everything. Oh, also,
If you have a group name in mind, then we can give that. Otherwise, it's just going to be this group of adventurers.
fine. Oh, also, I brought a friend, and she just kind of has the Mephit walk forward.
Hold on, Ariel.
Mhm.
What was the name
What was the name? What?
from the letter?
Which letter?
The witch.
Oh. Let me find that. I want to say the Storm Witch.
I think it was the Storm Witch.
It was the Storm Witch.
Letter?
I'm
Not a
very sure.
letter you're privy to.
Alright.
I think you might already
Yes,
have a moniker.
the Storm Witch.
I'm sorry?
From what I've been told, the local legend about a witch who appears in the storm.
Oh, you're lagging out.
Shit.
Oh, there you go.
Test.
Yes.
If I'm not mistaken, there is a new rumor about a storm witch who appears in the night in either Lyrie or Soren. I can't remember which one.
It was Soren.
Soren. And
And? Go on. Oh, he's lagging.
Maybe.
Yep. And now he's typing. Stormwitch is your moniker as given by the folks in Soren.
And how are you up to date about the goings-on in Soren? And she has a knowing grin on her face.
I get letters from a certain librarian, he says.
Alsana gives an eyebrow over to Adelaide.
And Adelaide catches on. Oh. Anybody special? Well, would that have been the letter that we received here earlier in the week and held for you? Lovely handwriting on it. He says, you build macabre puzzles with morticians, I send letters with librarians.
I send letters with librarians as well, what's your point? More importantly, why don't you tell Auntie about, how you met this wonderful girl?
Now, as much as I would really love to hear this, we do have a terrified shepherd in the other room. Says, I was researching the library, but I'll tell you after we scare the scales off a dragonborn if you'd like. I would very like that.
Alright. Well then, She looks down at the Mephit and is like, a dust storm. Oh, you're gonna work very well, little guy.
Okay, we'll get to you equipping your weapons in a bit, as first, everybody goes back to their positions. They ask you to either line or cluster up near the front, just off to the side. And they bring the Dragonborn back out. He still seems a little bit shaken and nervous, but perhaps a bit calmer this time, as the disguised Threshold member comes out beside him and announces to the group, it seems that Poke is beset by giants.
Oh, convenient. This to herself.
At least 2 are known, and So far, they have taken mostly sheep, but there has been some property damage and a couple of injuries. It might get worse. Do we have a solution? And Vizera sweeps an arm towards you and says, "Behold, the Winged One has foreseen your plight and has sent a group of adventurers, fully capable, fully worthy."
Alsana's gritting her teeth to keep it together from Sarah's monologues.
What say you, adventurers? Will you take this quest on?
Some difficult work with honey. I believe we will, as it is, in our interests, just as well. And we will be happy to help you and your people. You simply need to lead us there.
But of course, I will. I'm gladly. I mean, this is amazing. I don't need to know how you do it. Thank you so much. We really appreciate this. We'll bring along some fresh wool and yarn as soon as the next shearing, and whatever we can spare. Just please, if you can get rid of them.
I feel like that would be a fair trade for the people who have brought our wonderful talents to your aid.
Yes, of course. Do we leave now? Do we? And Vizera puts up a hand. You have come a long way. Take an hour, take 2, rest. They need time to gather their supplies. And then, with the Winged One's blessing, you shall go. And Kane is putting on the very best dumb orc impression that he possibly can. He grunts in Orcish that the Dragonborn does not understand. Alsana, you do, thanks to comprehend languages.
Yep.
I'm sorry, were you hoping to get that past Alsana? Did you forget about the comprehend languages? You did.
Oh no.
Alsana knows.
Alsana looks over and goes, "And lead the giants well." But, yes. Time should be taken, a rest from your journey is well deserved. And she kind of walks up towards him. You have a name?
Yes, my name is Zorskan.
Zorskan.
Zorskan Vardesh.
I'm gonna need you to type that one, Ariel.
Yep, I'll just go ahead and give it a quick little copy for notes. You could have said Bubbles and be like, "Ooh, big spooky half-orc," says Ty. But there you go, Zorskan Vardesh.
Well, Zorskan, you have enlisted some very powerful help. Let us know if there's any other issues you might deal with. And, well, we'll be happy to help along the way as well. You have us.
I think it's just them. If you can get rid of them, I think that's pretty much everything. Yeah. Yeah, they've come and they've said things, but they don't speak common, so it's like they just shout a lot and grunt and then take stuff and walk away towards the mountains.
Oh, no language is too much of a barrier for me. Do you have a description of them, General? Are they redheads, large gut, tall and gray?
Really big, look kind of like humans, but oversized? I don't know.
Let's put the pieces together here.
Most giants do look like humanoid, looking at
Were they wearing
somebody
any
typing
shirts of any sort?
I mean, one of them was wearing what looked like a really big sack with holes cut out of it. We didn't really look. I caught like one glimpse of them and then ducked and hid. It didn't really look much.
They have a stupid look on their face by any chance?
I wasn't really looking at their faces.
You should.
I was looking more at their clubs.
Okay, can you put it together now?
I mean, you can go ahead and attempt a nature check.
Alright. Guidance. Oh, come on. Rolls are being terrible right now. 15.
15. These are probably the grunts among giants. But you know that technically any giant can pick up a club and use that.
They don't seem organized in any means, basically. They're the bandits of giants. Oh no, they said there was a talk of an
Yeah.
offering, wasn't there?
Yeah, there was a little bit of a talk.
And
A
I
little
guess
bit
they
of
could
talk
just
from them.
I guess they could raise the town too if they just wanted stuff. So
Yeah.
I was on looks and things for a sec. Well, we can further dwell on it in the future, but for now, there is a place to rest. Have yourself some drink.
I'd like to go as soon as possible. Jilly's been getting some ideas, and I'm a little worried she might do something rash.
And who is this? A friend of yours?
Yeah, Jilly, yeah, one of my friends, not many in town, but, she gets really big ideas. She doesn't seem to know what fear is, and she threatened to fight them the next time she saw one, and, she kind of had to be, like, sat on by most of her family to keep her down the last time. We should probably get back before she does something stupid.
You speak the truth. Very well. I believe we will make quick preparations if that's the case. Well, then,
Thank you so much.
and she looks around. Well, group, are you ready to pack up and get going?
I suppose so.
I believe so, yes.
All right. And a note, Zorskan. Giving your full name. Names hold
Yeah?
power. You've heard stories of Fae in the forest or devils from the hells.
No Fae or devils where I'm from. Not in Poke. Quiet little place, aside from giants, I guess. Now.
You just think you don't see them. And she, like, pats his shoulder sympathetically.
Roll freaking intimidation.
Alright. She doesn't have a lot of it, but maybe guidance. 18.
18. Kane, I'm gonna say this is based purely on what Olsana says. With an 18, he looks pretty terrified. You've put a thought into his head now.
Well, we'll be ready within the hour.
Okay.
And she hops on the broom and floats off.
Okay.
And she gives a whistle and the dust method follows after her.
Okay. And you hear a quick little squeak from the Dragonborn, and very faintly, him whispering to one of the pseudo-cultists, who he's apparently decided is somehow less terrifying than you.
Yes.
Is that a devil? Is that a devil? Pointing at the dust muffet.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, you guys take an hour, you pack your stuff up. Kane, you can equip all the weapons you would like and can carry. Everybody else, any preparations, any packing that you need to do after spending a few days in one place?
Alsana will just dismiss the method when she gets back to her room.
Okay.
You've done well. Thank you for your time. I might call upon you again.
Haven't done anything!
Need to ask about that weird distortion in space, but that's for another time. And she starts packing.
Alright. After about an hour, you guys set out on the road. It is deeply cloudy this day. There is a strong wind sweeping down the mountains, across the hills, carrying further clouds with it. It hasn't started raining yet, but Alsana, you know from your daily prediction that there's probably rain coming. But for now, you can travel. You're aware, between your guide and your map, Polk is about half a day's travel to the south, winding through the hills on the riverside.
Along the way, Asana is dropping some of her old favorite and horrifying nature facts.
All right.
To
Huh.
Zorskan.
Sure thing. You know what? Go ahead and just roll a couple other intimidation checks just for the fun of numbers.
Can she get some natures in there?
You know what? Roll basically intimidation as if it were with your wisdom score, or intelligence score rather, because it is based on factual knowledge.
Okay.
Um,
So just
so,
three, two or three?
it would be a d20 plus your intelligence modifier.
Yep. How many?
Let's say 2.
8, 11 plus 1 and 4. So 9 and
Alright.
15.
Alright, so the first story actually doesn't catch him very much off guard because he kind of comes back a little hesitantly with that, you should see sometimes the kinds of things we gotta pull out of sheep sometimes. Turn your stomach if you're not used to it or prepared. But
oh, what,
then
like
you hit him with
parasites?
Yeah. There's really ugly worms and wasps and things that lay their eggs and hatch out. It's really disgusting and
Well,
horribly
that's only on
painful.
the-
It's terrible to lose lambs that way.
That's mainly on the external, though. Have you encountered any with the internal?
Yeah, I've come across one that comes out the eyes, actually. It's pretty bad.
Oh.
But then you hit him with whatever factoid happens on the 15 check, and that point he's like, oh god. Oh gods. Seriously. Is that for real? They really do that.
I mean, it's mainly for the insects, but more esoteric fungi can definitely get in the nervous system.
As you horrify him with the idea of zombies not by magic but by nature, which is all around.
You just breathe it in, and well, there you go. And she just kind of floats up a bit higher. I'm gonna take a look around a bit.
Yep. You do so.
Just every now and then, she'll take a quick survey of the area from up high.
It's hills. There are occasional trees. There's the river off to the side of the path. It would be to your right-hand side. Go ahead and just do a general perception check.
Right. With guidance?
Sure.
Oh, come on. It's a 4.
So 14. Okay. Occasionally you actually see a couple of birds that have decided it's not raining yet. Might as well make the most of this. But mostly nature is quiet at the moment, aside from the gusts of wind that toss you about a little bit on the broom. Might be part of why your perception was unusually low this time. It takes a fair bit of concentration to hold on and keep on course, especially as you gain altitude. You swoop back down and rejoin the party. Eventually, a few hours down the road, it starts to kind of spot. The ground starts getting spotted with raindrops,
She'll
like
give
little patter.
a quick check of the forecast and see how long it's supposed to go.
You're seeing like little bursts of precipitation for like the next little bit, and then some heavy rain, and then more bursts, and then just clouds. And it seems to be for the next 24-hour cycle. Most of it being just clouds. The bursts of rain are going to be the soonest. If you were to guesstimate, The precipitation might hit just before you reach Puck, maybe just after if you're lucky. There's a chance you'll get decently wet.
Also, I'll just let them know that, well, if we don't want to get stuck in a storm, we might want to hurry up.
Alright.
Which will
You
kind of
press
take
onwards.
off at the full speed, a bit higher than the standard walking speed everyone's going at.
Alright, Kane, give me a d20 for pulling an umbrella out of your bag. Let's see how this one goes. 6, I think that's kind of on par with the last one. Let me double check that. Chart, yep, 6, you get the same umbrella you got last time, maybe a different color.
Floral pink.
Tropical. Alright, yes.
Faint steel drums in the background as he pulls it out.
You were going for intimidating half-orc for this while, and
Oh,
the Dragonborn
shatters.
seems to have been fairly put off by the grunts and the pointing and the scowl that you've pasted on for this time. But you get the impression that if you tried to do anything particularly intimidating at the moment, you might have a difficult time of it. Calta goes, "Oh, my umbrella!"
Kane, thank you for holding it. Can I just have it back, please?
He grunts and hands it to her.
Thank you. And she will also do the thing of just breaking the umbrella upwards again.
Okay.
He like gets it all the way and then just like it's like, okay, how do you lock this in place?
Yep. Zorskan kind of ducks his head when he notices you glaring, Kane, and continues onwards, just kind of hurrying a little bit more. As you go along, and the spots of rain are getting just a little bit harder, more insistent. Not quite downpour yet, and they kind of get to that point and then fade off again, and get to that point and fade off again. You get the feeling you've got to be close. You know you've been walking for a good 3.5 hours at this point. And if asked, Zorskan will say, yeah, it's not very far anymore. Let's go ahead and have everybody just do a round of perception checks as you approach the area of the village.
Can I use owl perception?
Fuck off!
You may send out the owl.
No. Oh wait, can I reroll that? Am I?
Nope. The owl.
'Cause it's the owl, right?
Yeah, it is the owl, so your luck doesn't apply.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, it was a. I should know. Okay,
Alright.
cool.
Yep.
Hmm.
Alright, the owl isn't really picking anything up. It keeps Moore keeps fluffing his feathers with the raindrops. Kane, you're focused on, well, whatever you might be focused on. Scowling, perhaps? Intimidatingly? Yeah, the umbrella might be a little in the way of the owl. Alsana, you're trying to give a look and a listen around, but just then this gust of wind peels you off the path, and you have to kind of swear and fight the broom back on. 13 isn't bad, honestly. Elaris with a 17 is good. So Elaris catches it first. Alsana, you do catch it, but a little bit after. This is nothing stealthy. You hear a rumble that has nothing to do with any kind of thunder. And looking up, just as the path ahead starts to split in a couple different directions, one hugging the bank of the river, one turning off of it just a little bit, you see, rising up from behind a hill in a stand of trees, an enormous, burly shape. Looks around, reaches up, scratches the top of his head, swings its gaze around towards you, sees the party,
Alsana gets call lightning ready.
and shouts, "Ah!
Huh?
Ah!"
Fucking love that sound.
Oh man.
Give food. Give food.
Alzana leans over to the Dragonborn.
Give
Is this our perpetrator?
The Dragonborn is standing stock still,
Quarry?
as stiff as a board, eyes wide, unable to
Is
speak.
this our quarry?
I'll take that as a yes.
I'll take yeah.
And the
The-
sky rumbles.
The giant looks up, looks down, scowls, give food, and Good releases 2 arrows.
Oh, did no one
the
see the
s-
call lightning?
All right, the call lightning I see. Give me 1 second, you guys. I will, guys, this is not a surprise round. We are going to end up rolling initiative.
Yeah.
Let
no.
me move you onto the sheet. Hold on.
Yep. Alzana just.
I
did it
would have
as the
allowed-
first thing.
I would have allowed 1 thing,
Yep.
and that'll be call lightning.
Okay.
Everybody else, hold on.
Oh.
I am not having everybody do a thing immediately. If your turns come first, you're good. All right, put yourself at the south of the map. I know that you are traveling south, however, it just orients itself better this way. So, south is to the top to this time. I know one rounding fight is fun, but, let's at least get a little initiative in here. As Alzana calls lightning down, you see another giant head poke itself up from behind another hill and look towards you as well.
Are the conditions right for the bonus here?
I believe you are taking control. It's not exactly a storm, but probably. Let's see. Let's see. Outdoors in stormy conditions. Well, it's rainy conditions, so you know what? Sure.
Oh, right.
No,
There's
let's
your
go for it.
extra D10.
Good to roll initiative. Everybody's got their stuff out, and yep, you've got a 6 on there. 1 second while I get the giants open, because my God, you guys.
Alzana might be off to the side a bit, just like there, and about like 10 feet in the air.
Okay. I do not have a token for your guide. He is kind of towards the back, and he is currently hiding in a copse of trees.
No problem.
He eeped and ran the moment the lightning flashed. Okay, so one
Ooh.
giant
So I am
has-
fully justified in mine.
has a dexterity saving throw. Oh yeah, you're up there. Give me 1 second while I get these guys on there. They're probably not doing well. Descending. All right, so we'll do Alzana's Call Lightning on this guy. DC 16 dexterity saving throw. They are not good at those. It's 12 lightning plus 6, 18. Why is this all 2 GM? Anyway, he got a 12 on his dex save, so he fails. So 12 plus 6 is 18 lightning damage right off the bat. All right, with that, let me get the music going, because you guys, boy, you did things all at once. Elaris, let's go ahead and just say that was Alzana's first turn at the top of the round, okay?
Okay, yeah.
Just
Fair enough.
streamline this a little bit. I know Kane is before that hill giant. Hold
Oh,
on.
can I throw just one Harvest Scythe on there then, if that's your first turn?
Sure. I'll allow it. Alright. So another d10, another 6. Noted. Alright. Lightning flashes down, fries this guy, and he looks upset, unhappy. Elaris, do you want to go ahead and use those 2 rolls you made, 23 and 26, to hit 9 and
Yeah, I
10
have a
piercing damage?
120 range. Yeah, let's do it.
Alright. So let's go ahead and... Those both hit. Alright.
And, wait, for my bonus action, because I can do this now that I have a hand crossbow, with crossbow expert, attack with a hand crossbow that I am using, that's 1 more. This one will be sharpshooter.
Okay.
You could also have.
That misses.
Oh, dang. Okay.
Good try, though.
Yeah! I at the very least have 1 that I can just throw away if I want to, so that's very nice.
Okay.
3 attacks in a round, baby!
Yep. Snapping. Okay. With that, it is this guy's turn. Stepping forward just a little bit, he's going to take aim probably at the one that just openly shot at his fellow, right there. So you, Ilaris. You get a
Okay.
rock flung at you as it reaches down, scoops up a boulder.
Okay.
And that's a 10 to hit, that
That
misses.
does not hit.
He, however, continues to stride forward and gets about to these trees, and you see them bending and snapping like twigs and branches against the giant's legs as it starts to wade into the foliage. Kane, it's your turn. Do you want me to use the Owl Soul short bow that you already shot? So 17 and 19 to hit, 5 and 3 piercing damage, and if...
Nope.
Nope, okay. What would you like to do instead? Oh, you're strafing along the... Okay. Okay.
Don't get in
Interesting,
between them.
interesting. You sketched a line, I see it. Oh-ho! Okay.
Interesting.
Very
Very
nice.
nice.
Alright, each creature in the line, excluding you and the targets, must make a DC 13 Dex save. So the lightning damage is to the one in the middle if it fails this. It unfortunately succeeds. Half damage for the lightning. But very, very good. That is 9 lightning damage on the one in the center. Meanwhile, the one at the back definitely got hit by the javelin. Ranged weapon attack, and takes damage from the javelin. Let's see. Yep, okay, he only takes the, Oh wait, does he take the full? Hold on.
I think he has to make a deck save again,
Does
as
he?
well.
Okay, this thing is weirdly phrased. Each creature in the line, excluding you and the target, must make the dex saving throw. Lightning bolt turns back into a javelin when it reaches the target. Make a ranged weapon attack against the target. So on a hit, the target takes damage from the javelin. The targeted hit just takes the damage.
No, it just says takes damage from a javelin, not from a lightning bolt.
Yeah, that's why I'm confused about this thing. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, the two rolls. The deck save is for anyone who is in between you and who you're throwing it at.
Okay, so the second damage roll, he took 7 damage, not 9, because the 15 was for the one in between. Alright. The other one, does he have to make a dex save or no? Because, he
It's
doesn't
excluding
make a dex save.
The target.
It's excluding him.
Yep.
Okay, he just takes that if it hits. Alright. Man, that's weirdly phrased.
Yep.
Alright, anyway, that definitely hits. That's 5 piercing damage and 18 lightning. That's a 23, am I right? Yes, 23. Yeah, it's probably not your fault, especially if it's dragged on to the sheet. It's just the magic item. Anyhow. Alright, that is your action. Anything else? You've moved, you've done your action. That's only one attack or an action. Okay, so you have another attack. Oh, you know what? I'm actually not sure. When you hurl it and speak its command word, transforms into bolt of lightning. Damn thing. Hold on. Probably it's just an attack, but let me double check in the book. I doubt it. Because it
I
doesn't
don't
say...
think you can do multi-attack with a different weapon.
I just want to make certain. J, javelin. Yeah, hurl it and speak its command word. Yep, on a hit, the target takes damage from the javelin. Got cut off on the thing. Yeah, it's a single attack. Screw it, it's part of an attack. You're hurling it and speaking the word. You've got one more attack action. Bonus action, switch to short bow, okay. Alright. 24 definitely hits. 7 piercing damage. Well done. Alright, as this thing has been fried by a line of lightning from an angle it did not expect. Not from the storm clouds above, but from the ground. And then is shot. This guy at the back, it's his turn. He's seen all this. Yeah, he can get about there. He's going to charge forward towards the one that has pricked him with a crossbow bolt. These guys are not smart. They do not know that Alsana is the source of anything. However, her floating around might start getting annoying. But for now, it's going to be on Elaris. Elaris, this one has charged forward. You've dodged a rock. Now this one has a club that is bringing around behind it overhead.
Inspiration.
I don't know. Misclick?
Probably.
Anyway, 25, Elaris. I'm pretty sure that hits. Nice bludgeoning damage.
Yeah, I just get spurted.
As he has the
Oh,
10-foot
God.
reach, and suddenly he swings around with another one. 14. Does that hit?
Yeah.
23 bludgeoning damage. As, oh god, 2 8s were rolled. And a 2.
Yeah.
How you looking there, buddy?
No.
Okay, it's alright. Calda's turn is next. She's right next to you. Calda,
Okay,
the
can we
hill
assume...
giant has just tried to flatten Elaris.
Okay, can we assume that the medic stone has been put on the greatsword?
Absolutely.
Okay, yeah. She's gonna come forward. Bonus action, so I don't forget it. Vow of enmity.
Alright. Vow of
Two-
enmity on this one.
two
on
advantage.
attack rolls.
Yep, 1.
Gonna smite.
Come
Gonna
on.
smite.
That's what I'm trying.
Let's go ahead and
And come on, 2.
hit and hit for 13 and 11. Ooh, this guy is looking. He was already looking rough. Now he's looking more rough.
Calder's just gonna yell, "I got this one." Go get the further one.
I think I'll do both.
Yeah.
So she is going to. Well, she might be in range. She's going to first let the lightning drop. She's going to let it drop right here.
Absolutely. So that's 2 dexterity saving throws from these guys. So the first one is the closer one to you. That's a save. Oh, no, it's not. You've got a 16, don't you? So it's a fail and a save, the further one back.
Also, I'm just gonna cast this at a higher level, so it does the extra 1d10 automatically.
Okay. Okay. So it's all built in, 20 lightning damage, or half on the other one. How do you want to do the one?
Oh! Just right through the top of the head, down through the feet, and just
Alright.
the body to lock up and fall over.
Yep, you aim the lightning bolt, and you're intending it to go between the two of them, but you see an opportunity in the fact that there are trees all through this area, and somehow you manage to twist the lightning so that it not only hits a tree in the center of this, kind of exploding and getting shrapnel everywhere, but also jumps and hits this one right in the back of the skull. And you see the lightning discharge down the body. And he stands locked up for an instant, and then, with almost a creaking sound, leans backwards and falls.
Alsana will back up 5 feet to the bush where our friend is hiding.
Okay?
Go, that's why the name the Storm Witch happened, and she goes over to here.
Okay. Absolutely.
She's above the trees at this point.
Alright, you hear the other one shout a word. You maybe not sure exactly what it is.
She can put the pieces together.
Maybe.
Some sort of curse or swear or no.
Go ahead and do like an intelligence check just for parsing mirror giant noise. you know the sound of it. It's apparently it's Uklor.
Alright.
Elaris, go.
Yeah, he's gonna run this direction so he can get a decent shot. And he's going to prep a branding smite. And I'm gonna go 2 shots with the hand crossbow.
That is a miss. That is a hit.
25.
So yeah, that gets
So 27
branding
points
smite
of
on there.
damage.
Very
yeah.
good.
So yeah. And then
All right. That was your
yeah.
bonus action, so, and your movement.
Yep.
All set?
Giant is now
Yeah,
glowing.
so
The hill giant, having seen lightning slay his friend, and knowing one source of lightning at least recently, takes some angry step forward. Yep, Kane, you know what's coming.
Hey, bad
Yeah.
about it. Hey, bad about it. Hey,
Hey,
bad about it.
I'm not a swing.
24.
Smush.
Second swing on Kane. 24 to hit, 21
Not a
bludgeoning.
swing!
Oh.
How are you feeling?
Which damage do you resist again?
Is it a permanent resistance he has?
This was only temporary at the time. It was not
Uh.
that good. However, that is the giant's entire. Oh, do you?
Yeah, no, I was gonna say, didn't you take like full on
No.
resistance?
Oh. That was last time, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Resist that. Resist all of that.
yeah, you have that, my dude.
So only 22 damage.
Please remember that, because I do not. Yes.
I still want to think he was like, he's in the ground. He's fine, but he's in the ground.
Yep.
He
Kane,
just, like, pops back up.
you kind of pull yourself up out of the crater that you've made in the
Pull
path,
your legs out. You're like down to your knees in the dirt.
and the giant stops, looks at you, and kind of makes a noise that needs no translation. Huh? It's your turn.
Walking orc.
That's like a whacking orc.
Walking orc, let's do it.
You grunting orc. Also needing no translation. What would you like? Yep, you step forward.
Mighty.
Bonus action, switch to sword. Okay. That hits. 12
Ooh.
slashing. Yeah, these things are not armored. They have tough
Oh.
skin.
Oh, we're
13,
doing
and
it.
you action
We're doing
surge.
this.
All right, we've got a
Push.
push on there. Let's have a hold on, guys. Hold on. Strength saving throw first. It resists, of course it does, but that's another 5 damage. A wisdom saving throw on Frighten. Hold on. He is terrified of you after this display.
Terrified.
Another 13 damage. He's looking really rough. He's looking really scared. That hits. How do you want to do this?
Nice.
Fuck.
He's typing.
We're very close. This is good bookend on this session. Oh my god.
Yell in broken common. I don't think you yelled an entire phrase, but I take the point. And yes, you sweep the thorn blade across. And yeah, there is a disgusting shower of guts and viscera all down this giant's front, as its confusion and bewilderment turned to fear turns to shock that doesn't have time to turn into anything else, as he grunts and staggers backwards, falls to a knee, falls to another, and just keels over sideways.
Also, floats over. Lands. Lars, can I borrow that kitchen knife?
Oh god, I hate that I know what you're gonna do with this, and he hands it to her.
She will start.
Please sterile this bastard.
Occasionally looking towards our dragonborn friend. She will start.
Who has crept out of the bushes and is staring at all of you in awe.
And starts
Cutting
Cut-
off his
yep.
toes.
twisting off the fingernails.
Oh.
You know what?
Right.
She'll take the whole fingers. Make it easier.
Oh, bloody hell.
Yeah,
Um,
Alaris walks
I am
over to the
torn
Dragonborn and like a dad like putting his hand over his son's eyes to shield away from like an inappropriate scene in a movie. Just yeah,
No,
just
I'm
blocks his eyes away from.
trust me, I'm okay. I'm okay. Thanks. Althana trying to saw through giant finger bones with a kitchen knife. Roll an athletics check.
If it's that hard, then she'll go with the nails instead.
Yeah, even those. If you want to just give them a trim, there's enough overlap. You're still sawing through some tough material. This is like sawing through leather. Again, with a kitchen knife. Because these things are enormous and the nails are about as thick as you might imagine.
She kind of like
to scale.
turns the knife in her hand and, Calda, come over here a second.
All right.
Do you still know that spell that makes things sharper?
Oh yeah, you want it?
She holds out the knife.
Alrighty. Boop. That one, right?
Please clean that when you're
It's,
done.
the knife is now magical. You know, technically the magic and non-magic didn't make a difference, but sure, let's
Well, it's
go
a
with it.
+1.
It makes it sharper. It's a +1.
Yep.
It's doing more damage.
Basically,
It still
can she get a
takes-
plus one to whatever she rolls?
The nails aren't going to actually take a check the way the fingers and bones and stuff would.
All right.
There's less to go through. It just takes you a while. You're having to work at it. If anything, there might be a constitution check just for how long you can keep going before having to stop and take a break and breathe.
Check or save. Never mind. It's the same.
Okay.
5. Damn it.
Yeah, you don't get very long before it's like, oh god.
How many does she get? Like 2?
Depending on how long you want to spend on this, let's go with 2 for now, but
Yep.
you know where they are, you can come back.
Yep. And they're probably not the last we've seen of them. And next to hill giant. And at this point, she knows a hill giant when she sees one. Yeah.
I mean, you found them in hills. Sure. You've heard stories, you've read stories.
I was gonna say she
Seems good.
Does she know the order
You-
being set up?
You rolled earlier, and you didn't get a great result.
Okay.
Let's give it a day,
Okay.
at the very least.
Fair enough.
You can sleep on it.
Cheers. Cheers.
Kane, you are trying to heft a giant club. It is a great club beyond any kind of great club. Basically, these things seem to have uprooted trees and then, like, maybe very, very roughly hacked down a handle from it.
As Alsana puts the nails in like a test tube, basically, she's like, you know, if what I'm thinking is possible with these things, I might actually get a potion that could make someone strong enough to swing that.
Yeah, Kane, if you want to do an athletics check, you can, just for lifting it. You aren't going to be able to wield it.
Potion. Oh right, we're Calda, you know, if I get done what I'm trying
It
to,
slips
you
from your fingers and you drop it on your toe. It's not bad, but it's like, ooh.
ooh, like this bad stuff, just like. Ugh.
Yeah, it's not terrible. You're fine. It's more startling. Incoherent orchid phrase.
Please put like square brackets on all of these. They just need square brackets, like subtitles. Orchid's
Oh
fair.
god.
Also, like it's like, oh right, idiot. Calda,
Yes.
if I do
Yeah.
what I think I can with these, might be able to make you swing with the same force as these big guys.
Yes.
Out of character, what's called his current like strength bonus?
It's +4.
Like the number.
Oh, 18.
All right. Did you bump her charisma?
Yeah, it was mental.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, yeah, like she bumped her charisma, right? What's it at?
It's +3 right now.
All right.
17's the ability score for that boy.
So it's okay. Goddamn. All right. Yeah, then also I'll just kind of, well, shall we keep going? She, like, gives a, like, satisfied look towards the Dragonborn.
Yeah. Oh gods, you just did it. You dealt with them.
Well, we have the, weather conditions to help with that, but
That was amazing. I mean, it was so fast. I thought that it was gonna be like days, and maybe some of you were gonna die. No, that was incredible. Seriously. No, come on. We got to tell everybody about this.
the
They're
orc
gonna,
brings it up.
they're gonna be so happy.
The orc brings up a point. Have you only ever seen two?
I mean, at one time, yeah. We can't really tell them apart. So if there were more and just coming at different times, I don't know. They only came a couple times, but we
Well-
never saw more than two.
How would you like to find out? Speak with Ed.
Oh my god. All right. Okay, you cast it on one of them, maybe the one that didn't have its head exploded.
Yep.
So you go over and you light your incense. You send the smoke wafting into his mouth, gaping and slack-jawed, and it lingers in front of its mouth for a moment before getting sucked in and held. Ask your first question.
Are there more of you in the area than just the two of you and the one you just died with?
There are none like us.
She kind of like thinks, puts a hand on chin. Are there any large creatures, dangerous creatures like you, other giants, maybe a dragon or something?
None dangerous to us. We strong.
How do you get to the place you sleep at night?
Walking.
She gets to look over to like Calda and Alaris at least, and just like, does anyone have a better way to phrase this?
How far away?
He'll just say somewhat far.
How long does it take him?
He'll say
He
at
may
least
not
a minute.
remember. Yeah. How many steps
What
does
does
it
it tell?
take?
That's relative. What does your home look like?
Maybe where it's located.
Is that your fourth question?
What does the place that you call home look like? Outside and inside.
It is home. It is stone. It is stone outside, stone inside, and dirt, and rock, and food.
Seems they come from some sort of cave. And that was 4?
One more.
None like them. So there's no other giants of this particular variety. That's not to say there's not other giants. Maybe we ask if they've seen any creatures larger than humanoids. just say something. Anyone help here?
I'm not sure.
I've only so much experience talking to idiots. Who do you eat from? What do you mean, who do you eat from? Like, they clearly raid the village, asking for tribute. Probably raise local fauna. Cook them somehow, maybe. Who knows if they're even that smart. But now I'm frustrated.
As you deliberate, the smoke is swirling inside of the giant slack mouth. You know that regardless of whether you ask all 5 questions or not, the spell does only last 10 minutes. It's not running out yet, but you're aware of time.
Yep. She thinks for a sec. What's the toughest fight you've had in this area?
None. All puny. No fight. No. Till you. Puny.
That's strong.
Yes.
And she kind of like flicks the nose and the dust goes out.
The lungs relax back into the stillness of death.
You can sleep now. Thanks for the toenails. She like slowly cranes her head over to Zorskan.
He's standing there, wide-eyed as usual, slack-jawed. That's the goddamn creepiest thing I've ever seen.
I get that a lot. Well then, shall we be off to your town?
You're not gonna bring them back, are you?
I have no intention of proper necromancy. I can simply just ask questions to spirits using the bodies they once inhabited as a conduit. Think of the corpse as a letter that the soul sends to me.
I don't get it. Okay, as long as you're not gonna bring them back, let's go.
They won't be walking, and quite frankly, I'd appreciate no accusations of proper creating of undead against me.
Sorry, I didn't mean it, ma'am, I'm sorry.
No problem. And she just kind of like pats the shoulder.
He flinches a little bit. Yeah, it's this way. Just this way. And he starts walking down the path again. You follow him, and you get to just as the rain is starting to spat a little bit harder. A small village. It's actually fairly on par with Walton in size. Fewer large buildings, mostly it's all little ones with thatched roofs. There is one slightly larger building with a ramshackle hand-painted sign that just says The Poke Inn, and it's kind of hanging off of like one frayed rope outside the door.
I'm afraid not.
Yeah, it really is. And you'd think that nobody would be out given the start of the rain, but there is a little huddle of people near the inn, near the eastern side of this village. And they're looking out and looking at each other, talking in low tones. A couple of them are wringing their hands. You see mostly Dragonborn, a couple of dwarves, and like a small family of surprisingly halflings, who seem honestly the most worried, looking out into the dim light of the oncoming storm. A couple of them look over as Zorskan calls out, "Hey, good news! Look, the dragon cult. They had adventurers. They killed the giants, both of them. I saw it myself. You wouldn't believe it. You can go see the bodies. What? Wait, what? What's going on?" And one of the other Dragonborn points out into the darkness. It's not fully dark. There's enough light filtering through the clouds that you can see off in the distance, 4, 5, 6 miles, maybe. What seems to be a tall pillar rising from the ground up into the clouds, darker than all the other surroundings. It's far, far too tall to be any kind of man-made structure, though. Too tall to even be a tree of any kind, and devoid of any branches or leaves. There do seem to be these weird offshoots of something. This cut, this marring of a straight silhouette. And you hear someone in the crowd say, "Jilly was stupid." Zorskan goes, "Wait, what did she do?" "No, I brought them back. They killed the giants. They did it worked. They're gone." And one of the halflings shakes his head, looking out into the distance, and says, "She took that goddamn bean. And she said she knew where the source was.
Alsana looks.
And now there's that."
Is that a fucking beanstalk?
And that is where we're
Oh.
gonna end the session.
Oh,
What
this
the
is.
fuck?
Are we also using the Jack and the Beanstalk one in this one?
So is this Devon's I'm suing?
No, this is also me.
Nope, no,
This is
but
also-
I
yeah.
totally see what you mean now, Ariel.
Mm-hmm.
Magic beans
Alright.
and portal issues.
Yep.
Yeah. So, that was fun.
Oh,
Yeah.
damn it!
Well done.
I had a question I could have asked them. It's a long shot, but should have
Yeah.
asked their names.
Could have. But,
She'll ask it.
until next time then.
Yep.
Damn.
That javelin is fun.
Yeah, that was good.
That was amazing.
All right. I'll end it
There
right
you go.
now.